kids, it's Mrs. Assery again. Welcome to the third week of e-learning that we're doing. And this is for your reading fluency. So I wanted to show you guys some of this that we're going to be working on. You're actually going to be reading this week about the mummification of the Egyptians. And I'm going to wave hi right there. Okay, so here is the first sheet. This is just the page that you color up on. Color the number of words that you go up when you read out loud each minute. Remember, we want it to look like a set of stairs, or sometimes even some kids have one where it goes up tons because it looks like an elevator, which is awesome, guys. Now, if you're having a bad day, let's say you don't feel good, you're tired, and you didn't get a lot of sleep last night, sometimes fluency goes down, and that's okay. We just want to slowly see it going up overall. Okay. These are some of the tricky words. Now, guys, this is nonfiction, so it is going to be a lot harder. So do I still want you guys to get a good score? Yes. Can it be lower? Yes. Nonfiction is a lot harder. So let me tell you these words, and then we'll talk about how we segment them. So the first word is interested. What word, guys? Interested. We break it up into inter, that's a bossy R, E-R-R-S-ed. What word? Interested. Next word is a content area word. Egyptians. What word, guys? Egyptians. Look at how we divide it up. E, that's an open syllable. It says his name. Egypt. I wrote Jip up there because that G is saying J, J. And then shins, Egyptians. So what group of people are we reading about that mummified the bodies? Egyptians. Your next word is consider. What word, guys? Consider. Look over here now. We're going to schwa it. It looks like con, but most people say con. So I wrote an up there. Con, sid. That's I-it. Closed syllable. The d closes it up. What word? Consider. Very good. Now this one is a huge word. I tested my 4th grader on it, guys. Okay, look at this one. Mummification. Everybody say that. Myth, ick. So right now we have mummific, 3 closed syllables. All the vowels say their sound, and they're closed up by the consonant. Now go here to a-shen. And I want you guys to remember that T-I-O-N is a suffix, and it goes together. So I'm going to write T-I-O-N, shun. What word? Mummification. Go down here. This word is removal. What word, guys? Removal. They would remove the organs of the people. So let's say this. Moo. I wrote moo on there like what a cow says because it doesn't make sense. It looks like vol. Removal. Go down to the next one. Deceased. Everybody say that. What word, guys? Deceased. If you're deceased, you have passed away. So they mummified people who had passed away. So let's look at this. E-D-E. Ceased. What word? Deceased. Look at this next one. Preserve. What word, guys? Preserve. We're going to say E. It's open. It says it's name. E. Preserve. What word? Preserve. They tried to keep the body preserved for the afterlife. How did they do that? They used salt to preserve it. Last word, another big word, guys. Say intelligence. What word, guys? Intelligence. Let's say the sounds. Intelligence. Intelligence. Okay. Now this is the fluency about the mummies. And I'm going to read it out loud to you. I set the goal for 109. I don't expect you guys to necessarily get that high. If you can, that's awesome. But this is a harder story, so let me read it out loud to you. And you'll see the tricky words, which are usually the multisyllabic words I underlined. People have been interested in the Egyptians and the things they practiced for hundreds of years. That's because so much of what they did was strange. So it was normal for them, but we consider it strange. Consider the mummy. Egyptians felt they had to keep the dead from looking dead. So they went to great trouble to preserve the bodies of the deceased. The first step in mummification was the removal of the internal body parts. So guys, they took out most of their body parts. Definitely their lungs, some of their other organs. The brain was taken out first, followed by the organs. All this was done with as little damage to the body as possible. Remember, the Egyptians wanted the body to stay the same. So they didn't cut the people open. For example, I think they took their brains out through their nose. Okay, let's go to the next part. All that was left inside the body was the heart. So what did they leave inside the body, guys? The only organ, the heart. Now, just so you know, there are some mummies I've seen in museums where the heart has been removed, okay? So it does depend on the mummy. This was left to preserve the person's humanity and their intelligence. The next step was to remove as much moisture as possible. So they had to get all of the water out of the body in order to preserve it. Remember, our bodies are a very large percentage of water. This was done by using a kind of salt to dry out the body, which left it looking more human than a decaying skeleton. Then they wrapped the body in linens. It took 70 days to properly mummify a body. It was a lot of work and cost a lot of money. The Egyptians did it because they felt the spirit of the person would be lost without the mummified body to house it. And then here's the questions, guys. Now, since your fluency, you might not be able to answer all of these questions, so let me show this to you, okay? So here's question 1. Why was it important for the ancient Egyptians to mummify people who passed away? I answered that for you. I said the Egyptians mummified people because they wanted the body to keep its spirit. What was the only thing that the Egyptians left in the body? So you have to tell me the organ, the one organ they left. The only thing the Egyptians left in the body was the blank. And then number 3, what was the importance of salt in the process of mummifying a body? I answered that for you because you don't necessarily have to read the whole thing out loud. Salt took out moisture so the body could be dried. Okay, guys, so bye. I miss you. I'll be sending this video. I'll be sending the fluency with the comprehension questions as a document, and then probably another YouTube movie for you guys to watch about, so you can see a visual of those things being mummified. Bye.